You said that the Indian market is doing very well. Your numbers also are reflecting that. Could you walk us through how strong is the demand and give us an outlook for the same in terms of load factors?
If I look at the Indian domestic market overall, I think for the months of December and Jan, as a totality, we are just short of the pre-COVID numbers. I think we're just 2 to 5% lower. But as Vistara, in fact, we are about 25 to 30% higher than what we were doing pre-COVID. As far as load factors and occupancies are concerned, based on numbers that are coming out from the ministry almost on a daily basis, all airlines are hitting high 80s to even 90% load factors over the weekends, which are traditionally stronger. The same with Vistara. We are doing very respectable load factors. And what has also been an important point, which, as you mentioned at the top of this session, is that it's not just the demand, but the propensity to pay, especially for the peak season, which is the October to December quarter, was very good in India.
Was very good in India. I want to understand, so many airlines are coming up, and when I was in India, I also managed to fly Akasa Air. It took a local flight on Akasa Air, and I wonder what that means for ticket fares and whether or not there could be a pricing war to the downside.
Look, India is a market where 80% of the market share is controlled by low-cost carriers. So pricing has always been sharp. But I think to also be fair, the Indian market or the Indian traveler is moving up the value chain. I think the fact that people are gravitating towards a full-service carrier like Vistara proves that there is scope for airlines which bring value to the table. In fact, Vistara is now the second biggest player domestically with a 10% kind of market share. So I believe that with the Indian economy growing, with people trying to look at spending a little bit more for a more value-conscious decision, there is space for everyone.
So you expect with stronger demand, fares also to go up because capacity is not enough to meet the rising consumption?
There is some capacity coming into the market. Like you said, there's more planes that will be added by Akasa. There are some planes that are on the ground because of various...
Will that be enough?
I believe it will take some time. It might not happen all at the same time. But the fact also is that if you look at India, there is a very, very marked seasonality. I mean, the end of the year is a traditional peak. This quarter that we are in is slightly weaker. And then, of course, you have the summer peak. And then you have the monsoon months, which are much, much weaker. So there is the seasonality effect. And yes, capacity coming in, which will probably lag demand for a while. But I would say that in 12 to 18 months, there should be a catch-up.